and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the Paul Brown Show. We're shooting live at Access 21. This is a podcast was produced using the facilities of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Public Access Corporation, Access 21. And today I have as my special guest, Mr. Mike Mattis. He is the president and CEO of Cormetech. How you doing there, Mr. Mattis?
How you doing, Paul? Good to see you.
Great. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, Paul, I grew up in Ohio, in Canton, Ohio. I've Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Lived there most of my life. Moved down to South Carolina in the late 1900s, and been here ever since. And me and my family love this area.
Great. Okay, I know this month is Employee Appreciation Month. Why is this important to Cormetech Company, to the company at Cormetech?
Okay, Paul. Yeah, well, first of all, Paul, employees are important to us every day of the year.
Yes, sir.
So the Employee Appreciation Month is just a chance for us to make sure our employees really understand how important they are to us and how much we do appreciate them. So we spend a lot of time in this month doing some fun things for our employees and having them recognize that we really think about them and they're a critical part to our company. Without our employees, we don't have a company.
I know in the past you've provided lots of activities, not only for the employees, but for their families. But due to COVID-19, this has kind of like changed the activities. Why have this really created some of the changes that you've had for this last couple of years?
Yeah, great question, Paul. So, we always pride ourselves in not only getting our employees involved, but also thanking our employees' families because they make a lot of sacrifices, too, to make sure that our employees come to work every day. Sometimes we have to work weekends, and so there's sacrifices by the family that we want to make sure they also know we appreciate them. So we did a lot of that before COVID. But with COVID, the risk was just too high. The last thing we wanted to do is get any of our employees infected or for sure their families. So we discontinued not only a lot of those activities for the last couple of years, but we also restricted who could come to our plants. And we restricted that because we're, number one, just trying to protect our employees who were essential workers. They had to come to work every day. So it was really all in the spirit of making sure our employees and their families were protected. We're hoping we can go back to that in 2022 and begin all those activities again because they were really a lot of fun. I think our employees and their families really appreciated them.
And Mr. Mattis, I would like to say that you're doing a great job as the president and CEO of Cormetech. And, I just want to applaud you for the outstanding work that you're doing.
Well, good. Kind words. I hope I earned those kind words.
Yes, sir. The company Cormetech, why is providing innovation product and services that improves air quality such a valuable mission for Cormetech?
Yeah, so let's take those in two steps. The improve the environment is critical. What we really want at Cormetech, not to think of it as a job, as a career. And it's a career where you're actually making a difference in the lives of many people. And the products we make do that. The innovation part is because we have lots of competition. And if you don't have the innovation and you don't have better products, then you're not going to be competitive in this tough market. So we feel good about the products we make, number one. And then the innovation is to make sure we stay competitive, which makes sure all of our employees have sustainable jobs in the future.
Since Cormetech services the utilities that generate the majority of our electricity today, what are your thoughts on the role of renewable energy like hydro, wind, and solar?
Okay, another good question. So I think it's important, and unfortunately all this gets politicized too much in our world today. So 20 years ago, our portfolio of energy was about 50% coal, 20% gas, 20% nuclear, and probably only and 10% hydro, and then a very small amount of renewables. Today, gas and coal have switched. So coal is now almost 50% of our energy. Coal's down to 20%. Nuclear stayed 20%, and wind is about 10%. So wind's made a big improvement. Solar's still small. Solar's still only about 2 or 3%. So my view of renewables are They have an important part. It's an important part of the equation. But as we speak today, they're not ready to carry the load that we need because they're only less than 10% if you don't count hydro. So my view of renewables is let's maximize them. Let's keep improving them. But until they're ready to play a bigger role in today's world with energy, you can't ignore the fossil fuels right now. And our at Cormetech, our mission is to make these fossil fuels that are critical for today, make them as clean as possible, knowing that down the road, renewables will probably play a higher share. But down the road, in my mind, is 10, 15 years from now. So let's make what we have today as clean as possible, make sure we have reliable, affordable energy for everybody, and then work hard to make sure renewables play a more important role down the road.
Why is energy source diversity so important?
Well, just because none of these sources are perfect. So coal and gas are very reliable, but they obviously have some environmental impact. Nuclear is very reliable, very clean, but also has some potential risk. Wind and solar are obvious or have actually they have some issues. They take up a lot of land. Solar has lots of hazardous material that goes in making the solar panels. They're mostly made overseas. Wind takes up a lot of land also to generate enough electricity. Impact on the environment sometimes. So none of them are perfect. And all of them have their places though. So the reason you want diversity is combined together, then you can really have an environmentally friendly and keep getting friendlier energy source, but also a reliable energy source. And so the diversity is just like when you invest money, you don't want to invest it all in one place. Yes. I feel the same way about the energy, and everybody needs to recognize that none of these are perfect. You know, some are better than others. Some will argue which ones are better than others. At the end of the day, I think we need all of them, at least for the next 15, 20 years.
Okay, great. Satisfaction of your customers providing quality products and services at all time is company objective. Why is that so important?
A little bit because of the earlier question. If we don't service our customers, somebody else will. And what we try to let every Cormetech employee know is the role they play in it. So every employee who makes a module, every employee who makes catalyst, every employee who makes a batch of dough that's going to go into catalyst, every employee is going to regenerate a catalyst. All those things, if that's not right, the customers only remember the bad stuff. And again, we have lots of competition. And so what's reason it's important is without the quality, then long term it affects the Cormetech company and affects our ability to, hire our good people and keep them there, and have them have a viable place to work for a long time. So again, competitive market, you got to have good quality. If we don't service our customers, somebody else will.
That's great. That's true. Okay, let's talk about some of the new products at Cormetech, like carbon capture and water filtration. How will this improve Cormetech?
So right now, Cormetech's focus is on air, primarily air pollution caused by power plants. That's our basic business today. It's a very good business. But we know that business is not growing, and so we have to diversify our company to make sure we have a future. And the two areas we're looking at are carbon capture. And carbon capture is basically removing either CO2 from the air, which causes some of the climate change, and also taking CO2 from point sources like power plants or cement plants. And so the last 3 years, we've been working very hard on that. That's a very large future market. And the good news is it allows us to use our core competencies that we have today are 100% applicable to carbon capture. So we see that as a huge part of our future. But it's a market that's just developing. So that's going to be several years down the road before it's going to really pay dividends for Cormetech. Water filtration is an established, very large business, probably $600 billion plus. We think, again, using our core competencies, that we can use those core competencies and build a better mousetrap in the water filtration market and be very competitive there. So we're looking at both of those to diversify our base business, which we know is very important and will be important for a number of years, but it's not growing. And so what we want to do is diversify the company so we have some growth areas. And our key focus right now is carbon capture and water filtration.
I know we talk about how great Mr. Mike Matters is as president and CEO of Cormetech. But why is it so important to have the staff, the support that you have in making this possible?
Yeah, I've always viewed business as a sport, and that you can have a decent coach, and if you don't have good players, then you're not going to have a very good team. I've seen great teams make a mediocre coach look very good. Maybe I'm in that category, but we've got a great team. And a great team is not just the senior team and the director level. It's the manager level, the supervised level. We're just blessed with a group of people that, one, enjoy working with each other. They're dedicated, and they're smart, and they're driven by constant improvement. So without all the employees of Cormetech, it doesn't. If you don't have that base and that quality of employees, then nobody at the top can make a big difference. So I view myself as working for them, not them working for me. And so I'm there to support them to make sure they have the tools they need to be successful. But I am blessed. Cormetech is blessed with a great senior team. My senior staff is great. The director level is great. The supervisors are great. We have very, very good employees throughout the whole organization. So it's a pleasure to be there. For me, it's an honor.
I know a major priority that Cormetech has is safety. Why is that so important in your?
Yeah, it's just Cormetech's family, right? So why is it important to make sure your family's safe?
Yes, sir.
Feel the same way. You know, that they're part of the Cormetech family. They deserve to come to work and go back the same way. And it's just something that we're passionate about. If you're and we do it so much that we really look at small incidents to make sure they don't become big ones. We encouraged all of our employees that they see something to tell us about it. So we're very open to any suggestions our employees have. And if there does happen to be an incident, we investigate it very thoroughly to look at the root cause and find ways to not have it become a major issue. So it's just really another way to show the appreciation of our employees. If you're not concerned about their safety, you can't say you're concerned about them as employees. That's number one for us.
I know that Cormetech went through this whole COVID situation, and you worked through the whole without any time miss, and you kind of like handled it real well. How does that make you feel, knowing that you handled, working through this crisis, knowing that you were able to handle working through the COVID situation and, doing it, as safely as possible?
Yeah, so it was a huge team effort. And what COVID did is make us a better company. It really made our safety and operations teams and HR teams work much closer together. I think it actually bonded that group better maybe than they were before. So I think there's some positives from the pandemic. And we try to have very clear communications with our employees. Our employees knew why we were asking them to do certain things. They knew it was for their safety. And quite frankly, without them being part of that process and really executing the plan, we wouldn't have been nearly as safe as we were. And we did operate throughout the whole pandemic, still operate. I can say we had, I think, when you look at the industry, we had very few incidents. The majority of them were by far outside the company. So most of the issues we had were, issues from outside the company that came in. And we had them, we addressed them. We were adamant about following the CDC protocol. And we did encourage, employees to get vaccinated, although we understand that's a personal choice. But our employees responded great. Our HR team, our safety team, and our operations team really worked, and our field service team. The one thing that I don't want to forget about is during the pandemic, we had people that had to travel to customer sites, fly on planes, drive cars, and we took a lot of special precautions with that group, and we were very successful there. So it was it's a team sport. It was tough. It's still tough right now. We changed our break schedule. We have some inherent inefficiencies now than we didn't have before. But those inefficiencies we felt were important, and it made our employees safer. So we were willing to take those additional costs, knowing that it is making our employees safer.
Mr. Mattis, where do you see Cormetech at 5 years from now?
Well, I hope our base business we're in today is stronger, even stronger than it is today. I think we have some innovative products that are just coming into the marketplace. One of them is called Dustbuster. We call it Dustbuster 26x6. It's going to be the best product in the coal market. The other one is mostly on the gas side. It's called HCD 2.0. Very innovative. It's going to change that market. So I think we have lots of ways to make our base business in a kind of a stagnant market strong. And then we have to make either CO2 capture or water filtration. And I hope we have significant progress in those areas. And I hope we're building one or two additional plants to service those additional markets. So in 5 years, I hope we have a very strong current base business and some real growth opportunities in these other new businesses. So diversify the company basically so it can grow, and CO2 by itself could very easily make the company 3 times bigger than it is today in the next 5 years. So it's not small changes, these are game changer changes.
I see a lot of energy coming from you, Mr. Mattis.
From an old man, huh?
Where is that energy coming from? I mean, because you have such a big company, and you have such big energy. And you carry it so well. Where is that energy?
I don't know. I hope I still have as much energy as I used to. Yeah, I think I enjoy going to work. I enjoy the people I work with. I feel passionate about we're doing good. Yes, and so my whole career I've worked around making the environment better, and I feel like I'm doing that here. So the cause is good. It's not just a job for me. It's a mission, and I really enjoy the people I work with, and I'm fairly competitive, so I like to win. And so I think it's just inherent passion, but it's really because I enjoy what we're doing. I enjoy the people that I'm around every day.
I know for people seeking employment, why is Cormetech an investment in their lives?
Well, Cormetech's probably not for everybody. So we have 3 facilities. One's in Durham, North Carolina, where we manufacture new catalysts. One is in Cleveland, Tennessee, where we manufacture new catalysts also. That one's for coal. Durham's mostly for gas. And then we have North Carolina, Kings Mountain, which is the regeneration part of our business. So it's we regenerate the products that we make. So if you come to Cormetech, I think you have to say to yourself, I'm really looking to go to a place to work where I know I'm making a difference in the world. And so that's probably number one, is it's not just a job where you're just going to go to 8 hours a day and leave. Hopefully you come with the same passion that I'm doing good. And hopefully you'll come in and say, I feel like I belong there. It's part of a family, and they'll enjoy coming to work as much as I do. So, and the third thing probably, which maybe even as important as all of them, is we really have lots of opportunities for employees. If you come in and you work hard and you perform and you have a good attitude and you're willing to learn, sky's the limit. I mean, you can move up very, very quickly at our company. And so, especially if the CO2 and the water filtration takes off, there'll be lots of opportunities. So I would say come because you want to make a difference in the world, come if you want to be part of a family, and come if you want to be with a company that hopefully is going to grow significantly in the future. And all the growth is also in areas that are going to help protect the environment and make the air we breathe and the water we drink cleaner for everybody.
And you have so much programs, especially for the youth in the community. And, you have educational programs that people can get involved in. And there's just so many different things that people can get into by being part of this family that you call Cormetech.
Yeah, all of our facilities have specific projects they go to. And we have a project where we call it Feed the Children, where we try to help out in different areas. Then each individual facility has some special things they do. COVID kind of hurt that the last year or so. So again, as much as I'm happy to get this COVID behind us and get our employees back to kind of normal work, I really want to get much more active in reaching out to the community. We want the communities around us to say, I'm glad Cormetech is there. And so that's a big goal for us.
I know a lot of people may say that Cormetech is a male company, but there are also females that are employed at Cormetech.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank goodness. Because I don't know what Cormetech would look like. There's all males. We all fight with each other.
Yes, sir.
So, but on a serious note, Cormetech, what we care about is work ethic, attitude, quality of person. Do you want to be safe? Do you want to be part of the family? That's all we look at. I'm happy to say that Cormetech, especially in the last 5-6 years, has made lots of progress in that area. Our current workforce, both in the office and out in the plants, is just under 20% in both. So I'm really proud of that. That diversity is just really important. Diversity of thought, and I think that's something that we strive for right now. And we're proud of that segment of our employees. We're again blessed with some really, really great workers.
So, ending the show, Mr. Mattis, what are some words that you would like to say to our viewing audience about Cormetech?
Cormetech, we just try to do the right thing by our employees. We try to do the right thing to our customers, by our customers. And we really feel proud that what we've accomplished in the last 30 years as a company, and that we want to continue that. We want to continue being an important part of the environment. The one fact that we use internally quite a bit, the products we make eliminate about 5.2 million tons of nitrogen oxides a year from getting in the air. And that's a huge amount and that's in the U.S. only. And Cormetech's responsible for just under 70% of that. And that's something we're really proud of. And the end result is when you go outside, you see the blue sky, and the air you breathe is clean. Cormetech's an important part of that. And so I want to continue that, both on the carbon capture and on water filtration. So I'm again just proud of the company, honored to be part of it, and hope to see it be very, very successful for the many years in the future.
Continue the great work, Mr. Mattis, and continue the success in Cormetech. And I look forward to having you come back and talk some more about Cormetech and the growth of Cormetech.
I'm happy to. I just want to in closing, just want to say to all the Cormetech employees, again, we appreciate your efforts every day, but this is a special month for you, and we hope you feel special this month, and just want to wish them all happy Employee Appreciation Month, and enjoy your lunches and some of the activities we had, and look forward to seeing you all more often than I have in the last year. So it's something I really enjoy doing. It's the best part of my job is being out in the plants and talking to the employees. And now that the COVID's a little bit more under control, I want to do more of it. But thank you for having me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Do it anytime for you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, Paul.
Mr. Mike Mattis of Cormetech. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show. You be encouraged. Thank you.